Boswell Media Sports. Boswell Media Sports. Boswell Media Sports.
Good evening, Whippet fans, and welcome to Senatobia this Friday afternoon. Good Friday afternoon, and good Friday to everybody listening on Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel and also on Cruising 98.3. I am Sam Rigby, bringing you tonight's broadcast between Kosciusko Whippets softball and Senatobia Lady Warriors. Last night was game one between Kosciusko and Senatobia, and Lady Whippets took care of business on the home field, winning 11-1 in 5 innings. On the first inning of play, the Whippets tacked on 9 runs to get a 9-0 lead and then finished it off in the bottom of the 5th, tacking on 2 more runs to finish an 11-1 win in Game 1 of the MHSAA 4A playoffs in the first round. Kosciusko comes into tonight's game with a record of 17-8 on the season, was 16-8, improving that record last night after the win, and Senatobia dropping to 11-12. Whippets on the year were 8-1 in district play, while Senatobia was 4-4 in district play. Coach Wade Moore comes into his second year as head coach for the Whippets softball team, taking the Whippets softball to 22-9 record last season and a third round loss in the playoffs to West Lauderdale. The Whippets are looking to advance their season tonight. If the Whippets can take care of business in Senatobia, they'll move on to round 2 and face the winner of West Lauderdale and Ripley next week. And we'll have that series for you right here on Cruising 98, or on Boswell Media Sports, I should say, for next week's playoff matchups. And about to have the teams announced and joining the field for the starting lineups on the night. Want to remind everybody this is the Premier Medical pregame show, and I'm Sam Rigby bringing it to you live from Senatobia. I want to thank all of the people at Senatobia who've given us this press box spot where we can broadcast tonight's game and show you people at home what's going on here in the first round playoff matchup. Got a little bit of a angled picture from the press box because the press box is not behind home plate, it's on third base side, so we've got a good view of what's going to be going on in that area of the field tonight for the first round of the 4A state playoffs. Starting lineups are about to be announced on the field. We're about to have the meeting between the umpires here at Senatobia. Let's go ahead and announce the starting lineups tonight, brought to you by Holmes Community College. Starting at shortstop first for Senatobia will be shortstop Macy Claire Moore. That's Anna Hollis Faulkner. At catcher Bailey Thomas. At first base Kelsey Hoffman. Left field Maddie Bozant. In right field Nadia Newson. Designated player Saria Artis. Pitching tonight will be Bailey Sims. In center field will be Bethany Ward. And at the flex on third. And now for your Whippets. At shortstop McKinley Dickerson. At catcher Gracie Kate Burrell. Pitcher Mary Kimball Price, who was alright, tacking on 12 strikeouts and going 3 for 3 at the plate. Also along will be part of that senior trio of captains with Dickerson and Price will be first baseman Allie Moore, along with third baseman Lindsey Blaine, designated player Jules Black. In center field, Izzy Wallace. In right field will be J.C. Black. At second base, Isabel Williams. And at flex in left field will be Liza Wallace. Some of the stats in against Senatobia in the first game of the first round. Had a couple of good at-bats for the Lady Whippets. Kinley Dickerson on the night was 2 for 3 with a stolen base and a walk with 2 singles. Gracie Kate Burrell was 2 for 3 as well with a 2 RBI double and a single along with a stolen base. Mary Kimball Price, we mentioned earlier, was 3 for 3 at the plate with a 2 RBI single and a walk. Allie Moore was 2 for 2, reaching on an error and 2 singles and an RBI in that game. Lindsey Blaine had a 2 RBI double, 1 for 3 on the night. Jules Black hit a sacrifice RBI. Izzy Wallace had 2 singles last night. J.C. Black was 1 for 3 with a single. Isabel Williams had a 2 RBI single in the first inning. And also Mary Kimball Price tacking on 12 strikeouts in last night's first round game against Senatobia. So the umpires are making their way towards the field. We're about to get started tonight with the first round of the 4A state playoffs right here live from Senatobia. I want to thank our studio producer Billy Sting getting us on the air tonight, bringing you this playoff matchup about to get started in a matter of minutes. And also we want to thank Frank's Chevrolet for sponsoring our online stream where we can bring this game to you live to watch in your living room. So the coaches are making their way towards home plate, about to have the starting lineups announced. So I want to remind everybody, if Kosciusko is able to come away with a win tonight, they will advance to round 2 next week, facing the winner of West Lauderdale and Ripley in round 2. And also tonight in Kosciusko at 7 o'clock will be the Kosciusko Whippet baseball team taking on Senatobia in baseball, while the Lady Whippets are here in Senatobia facing in softball. We'll have that game for you as well on Breezy 101. Breck Riley will be bringing you that broadcast at 7 o'clock tonight between Kosciusko and Senatobia. So if you want to double team and watch the double dose, you can do that as well. And we'll have both games for you on Boswell Media Sports on Cruising 98.3 with the softball and Breezy 101 with our baseball team. So the coaches are having a discussion at the home plate for the starting lineups, brought to you by Holmes Community College, will be announced. Once again, want to remind everybody this is the Premier Medical pregame show that we're going to bring to you tonight live from Senatobia. So we're going to take a break for the starting lineups to be announced, and we'll come back with more Whippet softball right here on Boswell Media Sports.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true. what is the deal with all these tariffs?
Miles, at Frank Chevrolet, we're not worried about tariffs today because the cars we've got in stock can be sold without them.
Papa, does that mean cars are cheaper now?
Miles, that's right. With rebates up to $6,000 and discounts up to $4,000, that's $10,000 off MSRP on select units. It's never been a better time than today, before the tariffs hit, to make your driving dreams come true. Frank Chevrolet has a large selection.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North here in Kosciusko or call 662-289-4611. Beat the tariffs.
Papa, are we done yet?
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Making your driving dreams come true.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Boswell Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good authority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Hi, this is Jay from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest mower, starting fully commercial, Laser X-Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back, Whippet fans, to Senatobia at the Lady Warrior Field, about to be underway as the starting lineups are being announced as we speak. Had a little bit of a delay. The umpires were a little late getting off the bus is what's caused the start time. The game was supposed to start at first base. Dugout side have made their way, and the starting lineups are being announced on the field. Let's bring those starting lineups to you again in case you missed it earlier. Starting first for Kosciusko at shortstop will be McKinley Dickerson. At catcher, Gracie Kate Burrell. Pitcher, Mary Kimball Price. First base, Allie Moore. And Allie Moore, Mary Kimball Price, and McKinley Dickerson are your three captains and seniors for this Lady Whippets softball team, along with third baseman Lindsey Blaine, designated player Jules Black, center field Izzy Wallace, right field J.C. Black, at second base Isabel Williams, and that flex in left field will be Liza Wallace. So we're going to take a break for the national anthem, and then we'll finally bring you some first round of the 4A state playoffs softball. So stay tuned for more on Boswell Media Sports.
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Making your driving dreams come true.
Papa, what is the deal with all these tariffs I'm hearing about?
Miles, at Frank Chevrolet, we're not worried about tariffs today because the cars we've got in stock can be sold without them.
Papa, does that mean cars are cheaper now?
Miles, that's right. With rebates up to $6,000 and discounts up to $4,000, that's $10,000 off MSRP on select units. It's never been a better time than today, before the tariffs hit, to make your driving dreams come true. Frank Chevrolet has a large selection.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North here in Kosciusko or call 662-289-4611. Beat the tariffs.
Papa, are we done yet?
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Making your driving dreams come true.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back, Whippet fans. We just had the starting lineups and national anthem underway here at Senatobia Lady Warrior Field, as Whippets will be starting off, coming to the plate to get the bats going. As right here at first pitch, it's 82 degrees. At first pitch, no rain in sight for tonight's ball game, and the wind seems to be picking up, blowing out towards center field as we're just about to get started in the Kosciusko Auto Parts first inning. Our stream tonight, where we can bring this game to you live and see it up in person. So McKinley Dickerson will be the first one to bat for the Lady Whippets, with Bailey Sims starting pitching for Senatobia. Sims came in relief last night, did a good job holding up the Lady Whippets after taking on 9 runs in the first inning, only giving up 2 over the next 4 innings for Sims coming in relief, but she gets the start tonight for Senatobia, and we're about to get under Whippet playoff softball first round edition right here on Boswell Media Sports. So McKinley Dickerson coming to bat for the Lady Warriors. Last night Dickerson doing well at the plate, went 2 for 3. And she tips the first pitch she sees for a foul ball. That'll be a strike 1 to McKinley Dickerson. So no 1 count to McKinley Dickerson. Nobody on base. This pitch grounded to third by Dickerson, and thrown over to first is in time for out number 1. As Savannah Hudspeth made the at third base, it made the throw over to first in time for out number 1. So Dickerson goes down via the ground out, and it brings up catcher Gracie Kate Burrell. First pitch to Gracie Kate is outside for ball 1. So a 1-0 count to Gracie Kate. Sims with the 1-0 pitch. This one's in the dirt, low to Burrell for ball 2. So Gracie Kate with the 2-0 count, nobody on base in the top of the first. 2-0 pitch to Burrell. And that one's going to be a little inside as Burrell works the 3-0 pitch to Burrell. That one's inside as well, so Gracie Kate drawing the 4-pitch walk and puts her on base. So Whippets get a base runner in this top of the first inning, and Mary Kimball Price will step into the batter's box for the Whippets. Catcher Bailey Thomas going out to talk to Bailey Sims. Comes back into the box, and we're about to see the pitch to Mary Kimball. 1 out in this top of the first inning, brought to you by Kosciusko Auto Parts. First pitch to Price, and that one's inside as well for ball 1 to Mary Kimball. So Price with the sun starting to set here in Senatobia. And the 1-0 pitch to Price. Price rips it, passes diving shortstop, and it's going to be a base hit for Mary Kimball. It advances Gracie Kate all the way to second base, so Mary Kimball starting off with a base hit. Runners on first and second for Kosciusko. Runners on first and second for first baseman Allie Moore, stepping into the box tonight for Kosciusko. One out in the first with runners on first and second for Moore. First pitch to Alley is low for ball one. And the count is 1-0. So time is called by Senatobia, and we're going to take a short break. Be back with more Whippet softball coming up on Basel Media Sports.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters.
All right, so after the meeting on the mound, Bailey Sims stays in the game for Senatobia, and Allie Moore goes back to the batter's box with a 1-0 count. Allie pops this one up, and it will drop in shallow left field. Base hit for Moore. Burrell rounding third, headed for the plate, and will score a run. RBI single. Allie Moore starting the Whippet bats off for the second hit of the night, with Price getting the single. Moore with the RBI single. Whippets on the board, leading 1-0 over Senatobia. So one out. Brings up Lindsey Blaine, third baseman for Kosciusko. First pitch to Blaine misses high for ball one as Price stands on second, Moore on first. One 1-0 pitch to Blaine. This one's grounded. Foul at third base. Nearly hugged the foul line to stay in fair, but it drifts foul for strike one. So Blaine with the runners on first and second for Kosciusko. And the 1-1 to Blaine. Blaine, baseman, it's a base hit. Price rounding third, headed for the plate. And Moore retreats back to second, but Price scores an RBI single by Lindsey Blaine. So the Whippets, another back-to-back RBI singles. Allie Moore starting us off with a single, and Gracie Kate Burrell and Lindsey Blaine with a ground ball past the third baseman. It's fair. So Lindsey Blaine, RBI single, gives the Lady Whippets a 2-0 lead with one out in the top of the first. Now coming to bat is Jules Black. Gets a bunt down, and in at third, Allie Moore gets safe at third as the play was made to third. Then Jules Black got the bunt down for a single, but Senatobia tried to get the force at third and was unable to as Moore get. So bases are loaded for Kosciusko as Izzy Wallace steps into the batter's box. One out in the top of the first. Wallace grounds this one right back to Sims. Moore headed for the plate. It's going to be thrown out. So out number two. It's a base fielder's choice for Wallace, But Allie Moore was thrown out with the force at home plate. The pitch was hit right back to Sims, who made a good effort to field it. And good awareness by Sims for Senatobia, throwing it back to home to prevent the run for Kosciusko. So two outs on the board. And J.C. Black comes into the box. First pitch to Black misses low for ball one. One 1-0 count to J.C. Black. Bases loaded. Black grounds this one foul, and it will drift foul. So Lindsey Blaine standing at third for Kosciusko, Jules Black on second, and Izzy Wallace on first as the bases are loaded for J.C. Black. 1-1 count to J.C. Again by Black. And it's a 1-2 count. So a 1-2 pitch on the way to J.C. Black with a 2-strike count. 1-2 pitch to Black. This one's in a little low. Good eye by J.C. to watch it go by for ball 2. So once again, bases loaded for Kosciusko. 2 outs, 2 runs on the board for the Whippets in this top of the first inning. 2-2 pitch to Black. This one is high for ball 3, and J.C. Black is able to work a full count. So J.C. Black with a full count, 3-2. And the 3-2 pitch to Black is grounded to third. Third baseman has to make a tough play and makes the field, but it scores a run for the Whippets. RBI single for J.C. Black.
Now batting number 17, Isabella.
So Savannah Hudspeth made the grab at third, but was unable to make the toss over to first as Black was safe, and the run scored makes it Blaine scored from third on the ground ball, so it's 3-0 Kosciusko in the top of the first. 2 outs on the board, and Izzy Williams hits a ground ball right back up to Sims, and the catch is made after the throw by Bailey Sims, who makes the throw back to home, and that's going to be out number 3. So the Whippets score 3 runs in the top of the first. We're going to take a break. Be back with more Whippets softball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Specialized care. Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our...
Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's residential starting at $3,900 or the fully commercial Laser X-Series lawnmower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
Whippets able to tack on 3 runs in the top of the first inning, leading the Lady Warriors 3-0. As we're just about to get started in the bottom of the first inning, as Mary Kimball Price steps out to the mound to pitch for Kosciusko. First batter she faces is Macy Claire Moore, starting shortstop for Senatobia. First pitch to Moore is in for strike 1. So Moore with the 0-1 pitch from Price. That one's popped up, drifting into foul territory, and it's out of play as Allie Moore was making the run over to the home team bullpen, or opposing team bullpen, I should say, for strike 2. So Macy Claire Moore with an 0-2 count. 0-2 pitch from Price. Swinging strike 3, where she left off yesterday with 12 strikeouts on the night for Kosciusko. So Mary Kimball Price gets a strikeout, and it's 1 out in this Kosciusko Auto Parts first inning. 1 out on the board for the Whippets. And here's the pitch from Price. Price throwing to Anna Hollis Faulkner, and that one's in for strike 1. 1 pitch from Price. That one's fouled off to the backstop. And it's a quick 0-2 count to Anna Hollis Faulkner. So an 0-2 count from Mary Kimball Price. Ball is grounded to third, fielded by Blaine. Throw over to first to Moore, and it's in time for out number 2. So Lady Whippets with a good defensive play with Blaine fielding the ball cleanly. The throw over to Moore at first in time for out number 2. So the Whippets leading 3-0. 2 outs in this bottom of the first. Pitch from Price. This one is going to be high for ball 1. But one pitch is popped up into the territory, and a diving catch made by McKinley Dickerson. Grab is made for out number 3 in the inning. We'll be back with more Whippet softball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot in front of the ball. Now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sport.
After the diving catch at short by McKinley Dickerson, Whippets are able to go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. We're about to start the top of the second. And it's back to the top of the lineup for Kosciusko with McKinley Dickerson after the ground out by Izzy Williams. And Dickerson steps into the batter's box with a ground out in her last at bat. First pitch to Dickerson, missing high for ball 1. As we're just underway in the Holmes Community College second inning. One-0 pitch to Dickerson. And that one misses high again for ball 2 to McKinley Dickerson. So 2-0 count to Dickerson. As it's back to the top of the lineup for Kosciusko. This one called strike 1 to McKinley Dickerson. And it's a 2-1 count for Dickerson. We had a ground out starting the game off with a 2-1 pitch from Bailey Sims. This one is grounded foul again by Dickerson for strike 2. Count is 2-2 to McKinley Dickerson. So nobody on base in the top of the second. First pitch is drilled past the shortstop, and it's a base hit for Dickerson, rounding first, but chooses to stay back at first base, and it's a single for McKinley Dickerson, who hit that ball really well and drops for first base hit of the night for Dickerson. So Dickerson leading off the top of the second with a single. And it brings up Gracie Kate Burrell. First pitch to Burrell misses high for last plate appearance for Gracie Kate. She drew the walk and later came around to score for the Whippets. 1-0 pitch to Burrell. This one is hit foul near the right field line. And it's a 1-1 count to Gracie Kate. So 1-1 count to Burrell, with Dickerson standing on first. No outs in the inning for the Whippets. And the 1-1 pitch from Bailey Sims. This one is popped up in shallow left field. It'll drop for a base hit for Burrell. Dickerson rounding second, headed for third, and she gets in second. So the double for Gracie Kate advances the runners. Dickerson all the way to third base. So the runners are on second. In the top of the second. Dickerson standing at third and Burrell on second. Brings up Mary Kimball Price, who had a single in her last at bat. So Senatobia chooses to intentionally walk Mary Kimball, loads the bases with no outs in the top of the second. So Price with the walk brings up Allie Moore, who in her last at bat, Allie had an RBI single with another RBI opportunity with bases loaded in this top of the second. Moore grounds this one. It gets past the second baseman and the pitcher. Burrell rounding third, headed for home, scores Dickerson and Burrell. So 2 RBI single for Allie Moore. So Moore already with 3 RBIs on the night. First pitch she saw, she ripped it right past the pitcher and the shortstop. And it's a 5-0 Kosciusko lead in the top of the second. With Price on second, Moore on first, brings up Lindsey Blaine, who had an RBI single in the last at bat for Kosciusko. So after a discussion by the Senatobia coach with the third base umpire, we're back to playing as it's a 5-0 lead in the top of the second. So Bailey Sims squares up, throws the pitch to Blaine, and this one is in for strike one to Lindsey Blaine. No outs in this top of the second, brought to you by Holmes Community College. Sims takes Allie Moore on first, Mary Kimball Price on second. This one is high for ball one to Blaine. And it's a 1-1 count to Lindsey Blaine, who in her last at bat had an RBI single. Scoring one of the 3 runs in the top of the first. The 1-1 pitch to Blaine. This one is high for ball 2 to Lindsey Blaine. 2-1 count with no outs in this top of the second. Bailey Sims takes a step off the mound. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. Blaine took a big swing at that one and misses for strike 2. So it's quickly a 2-2 count to Lindsey Blaine with no outs in this top of the second. 2-2 pitch to Blaine. Pops this one up and gets close to the backstop, but the catch is made behind home plate for out number 1. Moore and Price staying at first and second, no tag on their part. So Blaine with the pop out, native player Jules Black, who had a single in her last at bat for the Whippets. Moore and Price at first and second. First pitch to Black. This one is grounded to short. The scoop made. The toss over to second for out number 1. And no double play as Jules Black gets on base with a fielder's choice. but Moore advancing to third base, or excuse me, Price advancing to third, Moore out at second. So runners on the corners for the Whippets in the top of the second. And a pinch run will be made as Kylie Greer pinch running for Mary Kimball Price. Whippets leading 5-0 in the top of the second with runners on first and third for Kosciusko. Now steps in Izzy Wallace, throw back down to third, and Greer has a dive back in as the first pitch was in for strike one to Izzy Wallace. Oh, 1 to Wallace. Grounds this one up too short. Throw over to first is in time for out number 3, so that will do it for the top of the second. Whippets tack on 2 more. Senatobia will be back with more Whippet softball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Papa, what is the deal?
Miles, at Frank Chevrolet, we're not worried about tariffs today because the cars we've got in stock can be sold without them.
Papa, does that mean cars are cheaper now?
Miles, that's right. With rebates up to $6,000 and discounts up to $4,000, that's $10,000 off MSRP on select units. It's never been a better time than today, before the tariffs hit, to make your driving dreams come true. Frank Chevrolet has a large selection.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North here in Kosciusko, or call 662-289-4611. Beat the tariffs.
Papa, are we done yet?
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Boswell Media Sports.
After the Lady Whippets tack on 2 runs in the top of the second, we're just getting started in the bottom of the second as Kelsey Hoffman steps into the batter's box for the first time tonight for Senatobia. First pitch from Mary Kimball Price misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 count to Kelsey Hoffman as we're just getting started in this Holmes Community College bottom of the second inning. 1-0 from Price. That one misses a little high from Mary Kimball for ball 2. As it's a 5-0 Kosciusko lead in this bottom of the second inning. 2-0 pitch from Price. That one's a swinging strike 1 from Kelsey Hoffman, first baseman for Senatobia. With nobody on base, we're just getting started in this bottom of the second inning. 2-1 pitch from Price. And that one misses outside by Price for ball 3. As last inning for the Whippets, the 2 runs in the inning came off of the 2 RBI single by Allie Moore, who's already up to 3 RBIs on the night. Of the Whippets' 5 runs, Allie Moore has 3 RBIs. Pitch is fouled off by Hoffman. That'll be strike 2. So a 3-2 count to Kelsey Hoffman. No outs in the inning. 3-2 pitch from Price. Ball is popped up. Dickerson has a read on it and makes the grab for out number 1. A pop out to Dickerson by Kelsey Hoffman. And it brings up Maddie Bozant. With 1 out in the inning. Whippets get the first out with a pop out to Dickerson at shortstop. First pitch from Price to Bozant is a swing strike 1 from Mary Kimball. Oh, 1 pitch from Price. That one's in the dirt for ball 1 from Mary Kimball. As Holmes Community College, bottom of the second inning, the Whippets leading Senatobia 5-0. As Price has one out in the inning in the 1-1 pitch on the way from Mary Kimball. Pitch is outside from Price for ball 2. Price gets the call from Coach Wade Moore in the 2-1 pitch. Swinging strike 2 this time to Maddie Bozant. And that's a 2-2 count from Mary Kimball Price. Lights have officially come on here at Lady Warrior Field. This is starting to set. 2-2 pitch from Price, fouled off as Bozant stays alive in the box. Price gets the read and the 2-2 pitch from Mary Kimball. Swinging strike 3 by Bozant. That's another strikeout on the night for Mary Kimball Price. That's 2 outs in the inning. Lady Whippets looking to repeat and go 1-2-3 in the inning once again. Nadia Newsom comes into the batter's box for Newsom. This is swinging strike 1 to Newsom with 2 outs in the inning in this bottom of the second. 0-1 from Price. Newsom had a bunt down at first but drew it back as that pitch was outside from Price for ball 1. One count to Newsom. Price with the windup on the 1-1. Bunt is down, and it pops foul to Newsom. As Price looking to try and repeat, and the Whippet defense looking to go 1-2-3. 1-2 pitch from swinging strike 3 to Newsom. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Mary Kimball, and that'll do it for the Holmes Community College second inning. We'll be back with more Whippet softball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back to Boswell Media Sports Whippet Softball Playoff Edition. First round between Kosciusko and Senatobia. Whippets won yesterday to win game 1, and right now they have the lead 5-0 in the top of the third here from Senatobia. As J.C. Black steps into the box for Black with an RBI single, her last at bat. First pitch to J.C. This one's ripped right past the pitcher and past second base, and it's a base hit for J.C. Black. First pitch she saw off C. Black. Now brings up Izzy Williams. Williams earlier in the inning, in the top of the first, Williams went with a ground out, looking for the slap hit. She takes a step back as that one's outside for ball 1. So J.C. Black with the leadoff single for the Whippets, as the Whippets lead 5-0. 1-0 pitch to Williams. Williams pops it foul. And that'll be strike one to Isabel Williams. Got a piece of it, but the ball just drifted over the third base foul line. And the count is 1-1 to Izzy Williams. Williams with the 1-1. J.C. Black at first. 1-1 pitch. And that one's outside for ball two to Izzy Williams. 2-1 count to Williams. Williams takes a slap hit and hits it right directly to the shortstop. Throw back over to first is wild, and J.C. Black gets back in safely. So Williams out on the hit directly to shortstop. Macy Claire Moore for Senatobia making a good grab, getting out number one, but J.C. Black had to dive back in. The throw was wild. Could have possibly been a double play for Lady Warriors. Whippets catch a break. It's only one out and back to the top of the order. Kinley Dickerson. First pitch to Dickerson goes behind the catcher, and Black taking off for second gets the advance on the wild pitch. So J.C. Black advances over to second base. 1-0 count to McKinley Dickerson. Pitch to Dickerson. Ball is ripped into center field, but the diving grab is made for out number two. Throwback to pitcher Sims, as Dickerson had a good piece of the ball, but by Bethany Ward for out number two. So Dickerson with a fly out brings up Gracie Kate Burrell in this top of the third inning. J.C. Black standing on second for Kosciusko. First pitch to Burrell. Pitch is high for ball one. With J.C. Black standing on first in this Premier Medical third inning. 1-0 pitch to Burrell. Burrell hits this one good past the shortstop. Base hit for Burrell. Black rounding third, headed for home. Burrell advancing to second, sliding to second, and gets in safe. Two doubles on the inning for Gracie Kate Burrell. Or two doubles in the game for Burrell. Another good base hit. Scoring on the RBI with Jules Black. Whippets tack on another run, leading 6-0 over Senatobia. So after what appears to be a pinch run for Gracie Kate Burrell, might be a little shaken up on the play. She is able to come field. We have a pinch runner coming to second base for Kosciusko. It'll be number 8, Avery Rodriguez. Pinch running for Gracie Kate Burrell as Mary Kimball Price steps into the batter's box with 2 outs in this top of the third inning. Or excuse me, top of the third inning. One 1-0 count. First pitch was outside to Mary Kimball Price with Rodriguez standing on second. 1-0 to Price. And that one is in for strike one. A bit of a pitcher's duel between Bailey Sims and Mary Kimball Price. So Burrell going into the dugout after the slide into second. Price rips this one into deep center field, but the ball will drop in center field. And we're going to have a stoppage of play, I'm assuming. Coach Moore having a talk with the umpires. So I'm not really sure what the call is. We're going to take a timeout, back with more Whippet softball here on Boswell Media Sports.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
Okay, so a little clarification for the Whippet fans at home. It's going to be called a dead ball out, as the umpires are saying when Mary Kimball Price went to hit the ball, she was outside the batter's box making contact, which is an automatic out. So that brought an end to the top of the third box. It's called an out. And since there was two on the board, that's the third out for Kosciusko. As the Whippets leave runners on base, nothing for Kosciusko. As Soraya Artis steps into the box for Senatobia. Bottom of the third here from Lady Warrior Field in Senatobia. First pitch to Artis is in for strike one. Oh, 1 count to Artis from Price. Swinging strike two from Mary Kimball. And it's an 0-2 count. It's a 6-0 lead for the Whippets in the bottom of the third. Swinging strike three this time by Artis. Price strikes out her third batter in a row in this Premier Medical third inning.
Now batting number 27, Bailey Sims.
So Price steps back into the pitcher's mound, facing pitcher for Senatobia, Bailey Sims, with one out in the inning. Nobody on base for the Warriors. By Sims for ball one. Or strike one, excuse me. Swinging strike one for Bailey Sims. And the quick 0-1 pitch from Price. That one's missed high this time for ball one. 1-1 from Price. Swinging strike two this time by Sims. And Price having another strikeout night with 12 in game one against Senatobia. 1-2 pitch from Price. Pitch is high for ball two from Mary Kimball. Wind blowing out towards center field, direct big S in the center field wall here at Senatobia. The 2-2 pitch from Price. Ball is hit, and it's a foul ball. And Price will have to go back into to make another pitch. Count is 2-2. From Price. Swinging strike three to Bailey Sims. It's another strikeout for Price, her fourth in a row.
Now batting number 8, Bethany Ward.
Bethany Ward steps in, made a couple of big grabs out in center field in the defensive end for the Lady Warriors. And with two outs in the inning, Bethany steps into the box for Senatobia. First pitch to Ward misses high for ball one from Mary Kimball Price. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch from Price. Ball is popped up. Might stay fair. Moore going over to first and into the dugout. Ball will drop foul for strike one to Allie Moore. for Allie Moore going for the foul ball. It drops, and it's a fair foul ball. Foul ball hit on the play by Bethany Ward, and it's a 1-1 count to Ward. So the ball just kept traveling and was mighty close to that brick wall on the first base dugout. Swinging strike 2 this time to Bethany Ward, with 2 outs in the Premier Medical Clinic third inning. One-two pitch from Price. Swinging strike 3 this time, and Price strikes out the side. We're going to take another break. Be back with more Whippet softball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Hi, this is Jay Price, Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
After 3 innings in over the Lady Warriors, they're just getting started in the Frank Chevy 4th inning. Allie Moore leads off the Whippets. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Allie 2 singles and an RBI single in the first, and 2 RBI single in the second inning by Moore. So 2 for 2 at the plate tonight. The first pitch misses for ball 1. Moore takes a swing at the next one and misses for strike 1. So 1-1 count to Moore as Bailey Sims still pitching for Senatobia. One pitch to Moore. And that one's in for strike 2 to Allie Moore. Count is 1-2. Nobody on base for just getting started in this top of the 4th inning, with Allie Moore leading it off for the Whippets. 1-2 pitch to Moore. Ball is drilled into center field. It will drop and bounce off the wall. Moore rounding first, headed for second, and gets in with the stand-up double. Allie Moore leading off with a double for the Whippets.
Now batting number 1, Lindsey Ball.
So Coach Moore calling for pinch runner for Allie Moore. And wait till I can get you the confirmation on who it is. It's number 33 for Kosciusko, Keilana Brooks. So Brooks pinch running for Moore at second. And Lindsey Blaine steps into the batter's box for Kosciusko. So Blaine steps into the batter's box. First pitch to Blaine. Ball is hit into deep right field. Ball will drop. Base hit for Blaine. And Blaine gets in with the double. The run scores from second as Brooks comes around to score for Kosciusko. Another run. RBI double for Lindsey Blaine, as Keilana Brooks comes around to score for Kosciusko. 7-0 Whippets lead. So Blaine already with an RBI single gets an RBI double in this top of the 4th inning, brought to you by Frank's Chevy. And a pitching replacement will be made for Senatobia. We're going to take a break. Be back with more Whippet softball on Boswell Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Rough, ain't it? Boswell Media Sports.
New pitcher in the game for Senatobia. It'll be Kelsey Hoffman coming in to pitch for the Lady Warriors. And another pinch runner for Kosciusko appears to be number 10, Ivriana Fletcher. Or Ivriana Fletcher, excuse me. So Blaine, the pinch runner, brings up Jules Black coming to the box for Kosciusko. Runner on second for Black. First pitch is outside for ball one. No throw down to third. And it will be Fletcher advancing to third base. So Fletcher advancing on the wild pitch for ball one. Black with the 1-0 count. 1-0 from Hoffman. Grounded up the middle. Black with an RBI single scores Fletcher from third. Another run for the Whippets and an RBI single for Jules Black. So Black with the RBI single brings up Izzy Wallace coming to bat for Kosciusko. Another run on the board. And it's 8-0 Whippets. First pitch to Wallace. Swinging strike one to Izzy Wallace. The first pitch was outside for ball one. One to Wallace. Pitch is low for ball one. So 1-1 count to Wallace. Runner on first for Kosciusko. 1-1 pitch to Wallace. That one is high and near the head of Wallace, and that one misses for ball two. As Kelsey Hoffman, new pitcher for Senatobia this inning. As the Whippets lead 8-0. 2-1 pitch to Wallace, swinging strike. Really liked what she saw on that one, but missed it for strike two. So ball two pitch. To Wallace. Ball is hit foul and off the backstop. As Wallace stays alive at in the plate. With no outs in the inning, Whippets lead 8-0 over Senatobia. Two pitch from Hoffman. Strike three called, and Wallace will go down with a strikeout. And that'll be the first strikeout for the Whippets tonight at the plate. It's been Mary Kimball Price doing some striking out of her own on the defensive end, but it's the first time a Whippet has gone down with a strikeout tonight as J.C. Black steps back into the box for Kosciusko. Last at bat for J.C. She's already got two singles on the night. Singled in her last at bat and an RBI single as Black swings the first pitch for strike one. So the 0-1 from Hoffman, who's already got one strikeout in the inning, the 0-1 pitch. Swing Black. It's a quick 0-2 count. With Jules Black standing on first, J.C. Black at the plate, the 0-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3 to J.C. Black. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kelsey Hoffman, who comes in relief for Bailey Sims. 2 outs in the inning. We'll go have a talk with Coach Moore on the third base side. Pitches in the dirt to Williams, and Jules Black will advance to second on the wild pitch. Williams. One 0 count for Williams. 2 outs in the inning. Kosciusko leading 8-0 over Senatobia. Pitch is a strike to Williams. Throw down to third. Ball is dropped. And Jules Black will have the stolen base. So she gets in safe on the stolen base for Jules Black. Runner now on third for Kosciusko. 8-0 lead. 1-1 pitch from Hoffman. And Williams will pop this one. Senatobia dug outside for strike 2. So Jules Black standing on third. Isabel Williams at the plate for Kosciusko. 1-2 pitch from Hoffman. Williams grounds this one. It's going to drop for a base hit. Throw over to first. Not in time. The run will score. 9-0 Kosciusko. So Williams with the RBI single for the Whippets, and it's back to the top of the order with McKinley Dickerson. Runner on first for Kosciusko is Williams with 2 outs in the inning. Whippets leading 9-0. As Williams was taking off for second. Dickerson swings at the foul ball for strike 1. Want to remind everybody the 4th inning brought to you by Frank's Chevrolet, as Whippets are leading in the 4th inning 9-0 over Senatobia. Dickerson pops this one foul again. This one drifting away. Fans behind home plate. And it's a quick 0-2 count to Dickerson. So Williams on first, the 0-2 pitch to Dickerson. And that one bounces low. It gets behind home plate as Williams will retreat back to second base, advancing on the wild pitch. So Isabel Williams advancing to second base on the wild pitch. It's a 1-2 count to McKinley Dickerson. One-two pitch from Hoffman. Strike 3 this time. As the pitch goes behind home plate, as the catch was not made as she swung at it. So we're going to have an umpire discussion. Dickerson took off running for first base and should be safe since the catcher didn't make because the ball went a little bit behind. So we're going to have a discussion between the umpires. So right now, Dickerson standing at first and Isabel Williams advanced to third. So it'll go down as a strikeout, but since the pitch was wild, Dickerson may be able to advance to first. So now the umpires can have a talk with the Senatobia head coach to clarify the call. Once again, the fourth inning brought to you by Frank's Chevrolet. In the fourth inning, Whippets have tacked on 3 runs, boosting the lead to 9-0. And now we're going to have a complete umpire discussion. So this time we're just going to take a commercial break and be back with more Whippet softball from Boswell Media Sports.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Boswell Media Sports.
All right, so after all the clarification from our 3 umpire crew, they're going to say that Dickerson is going to be safe at first on a dropped third strike. So Bill Williams standing at third base, advancing on that wild pitch, and Dickerson advancing to first. And the stat books is going to go down as a strikeout for Dickerson. But nonetheless, the Whippets will take a base runner, as she will be safe at first base. But she did go down with a strikeout, but she will be standing at first on that drop third strike as the catcher missed the ball in transition between the pitcher and catcher. So the ball rolled to the backstop. So Dickerson will be safe at first. So I don't think that the umpires are now having a second chat after the Senatobia coach stating her case for the Lady Warriors. So the Whippet runners are standing on their bases at first and third. And now the Senatobia coach is having a discussion with the... So the umpires are still chatting about it. So I think we're going to take another commercial break. Thought we were going to be back, but we may take another break and be back with more Whippet softball from Boswell Media Sports.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Papa, what is the deal with all these tariffs I'm hearing about?
Miles, at Frank Chevrolet, we're not worried about tariffs today because the cars we've got in stock can be sold without them.
Papa, does that mean cars are cheaper now?
Miles, that's right. With rebates up to $6,000 to $4,000, that's $10,000 off MSRP on select units. It's never been a better time than today, before the tariffs hit, to make your driving dreams come true. Frank Chevrolet has a large selection.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North here in Kosciusko, or call 662-289-4611. Beat the tariffs.
Papa, are we done yet?
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Boswell Media Sports.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
All right, so after all of the back and forth in this umpire clarification, the umpires decide to come to an agreement that it is indeed an out. So McKinley Dickerson goes down with a strikeout, and we're about to start the bottom of the fourth here from Senatobia. Chevrolet, fourth inning. Whippets tacked on 3 runs in the top of the fourth. And the Whippet defense comes back to play in the field. So Wade Moore went down to talk with the umpires during the discussion with all of the umpires, and I think he just wants to proceed with the. Both teams were, especially Kosciusko, has a long drive back home, and the Whippets are leading 9-0 in good shape here in Game 2, so looking to close it out. Whippets decided, let's just play on, and it was called an out. So we're going to the bottom of the fourth here in Senatobia. Whippets leading 9-0 over Senatobia. About to get started. And back to the top of the order for Senatobia is shortstop Macy Claire Moore. Mary Kimball Price flirting with the no-hitter for Kosciusko through 3 innings of play so far. Price on the night has 6 strikeouts for Kosciusko. Macy Claire Moore batting for Senatobia. First pitch missing for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch from Mary Kimball Price. That one is in for strike 1 from Mary Kimball. 1-1 count. In the Frank Chevrolet 4th inning. No outs on the board. Nobody on base for Senatobia. 1-1 count. Swinging strike 2 to Macy Claire Moore. And Price nearly about to get another strike tonight with a 1-2 count to Macy Claire Moore. 1-2 pitch. Burrell has a lead on it and makes the grab for out number 1. So Burrell making a good adjustment at catcher, coming around to make the grab for out number 1.
Now batting number 21, Anna Hollis Faulkner.
So now batting for Senatobia is second baseman Anna Hollis Faulkner. 1 out in the inning after the pop out by Macy Claire Moore. First pitch is grounded. Price with a read on it gets the flip over to first to Moore in time for out number 2. So Mary Kimball Price going to get the scoop. Makes the flip over to Allie Moore at first for out number 2. Whippets with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. And now batting is Bailey Thomas. First pitch from Price. This one is outside for ball 1. 1-0 to Bailey Thomas. Whippets with a big lead in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-0 pitch from Price. Swinging strike 1 this time from Thomas. Nobody on base for Senatobia. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 from Price. Swinging strike 2 this time to Bailey Thomas with Mary Kimball on the night so far with 6 strikeouts and up through 3 2/3 innings. 1-2 pitch from Price. Swinging strike 3 to Thomas. Whippets go 1-2-3. Be back with Whippets softball coming up in the top of the 5th right here on Boswell Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health health is our priority.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawnmower is looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back to the top of the fifth inning here from Senatobia. Whippets leading 9-0 over Senatobia. Fifth inning brought to you by The Breakfast Show. And want to remind our Whippet viewers, once this game is due, Whippet baseball team taking on Senatobia in Kosciusko. That game started at 7 o'clock and it is on the Breezy News website and Breezy 101. So in the top of the fifth inning, leading all four Kosciusko is Gracie Kate Burrell. Burrell with 2 doubles on the night, one being for an RBI double by Gracie Kate Burrell. As we're just getting started in this top of the fifth inning, 1-0 pitch is fouled off by Burrell for strike one. And Burrell fouling it off makes it a 1-1 count. So Whippets leading 9-0. 1-1 pitch to Burrell. That one is inside for ball 2 to Gracie Kate, with Mary Kimball Price on deck for Kosciusko. Nobody on base, so we're just getting started in this top of the fifth inning. 2-1 pitch to Burrell. Ball is going to be popped up, drifting towards the first base dugout, and will sail out of play for a foul ball to Gracie Kate for strike 2. It's a strike count with no outs in the inning. 2-2 pitch from Hoffman. That one's inside to Gracie Kate for ball 3. Burrell has already drew a walk in her first plate appearance of the night in the top of the first. And since then, she's hit 2 doubles on the night. So 2 for 2 night for Gracie Kate so far, as Hoffman takes a step out of the box and back in. 3-2 count pitch. Ball is grounded to second, and it's off the second baseman's glove. It'll drop for a base hit for Gracie Kate Burrell. So another single for Gracie Kate, or another base hit for Gracie Kate. 3 for 3 on the night. So good to see. We saw her call for a pinch run last inning for the Whippets. She hobbled off the field after a slide into second, but she seems to be okay after that base hit. Good to see her back in action at the plate, and it brings up Mary Kimball Price, who last at plate for Mary Kimball was out with a dead ball out box. That's what got her out in her last at bat for Mary Kimball, and it's an 0-1 count to Price with a first pitch strike from Beth Hoffman, or excuse me, Kelsey Hoffman with the pitch. The 0-1 to Price. Burrell taking off for second, and another stolen base for Gracie Kate Burrell. And she got one last night. Gets another one. One count to Mary Kimball Price after the stolen base by Gracie Kate Burrell. 1-1 pitch to Price. And that one's in for strike 2 to Mary Kimball. 1-2 count to Mary Kimball. Burrell standing on second in this breakfast show fifth inning. 1-2 pitch to Price. That one is going to be hit into deep center field. Catch is made by Newsom. Burrell tacking up from second. Throw is wild, and Burrell will take off towards the plate as the throw misses third base. Burrell scores run number 10, so a sacrifice fly by Mary Kimball Price. Lead is 10-0 for Kosciusko as Allie Moore steps into the batter's box. One out for the Whippets. So on this Good Friday evening, Senatobia. Pitch 2 more. One 0 pitch to Allie Moore. First one was in the dirt. This one is back in the strike zone for strike one to Allie Moore. 1-1 count. Nobody on base for the Whippets. Pitch 2 more. Breaking ball pitch is in for strike 2 to Allie Moore. It's 1-2 pitch. Ball is popped foul by Moore. Drifting out of play, that ball will sail foul. So nobody on base for Kosciusko in this top of the 5th inning. Whippets tacked on runs every inning so far. The 1-2 pitch to Moore. You're going to say that she stuck her elbow out and hit it. So the umpire says she's stuck her elbow out and got hit. So she'll have to go back into the batter's box. Pitch will not count as a strike or a ball. So Allie Moore steps back into the batter's box. Coach Moore wants an explanation. Or it looks like he's just going to, thought he was going to talk to Allie Moore, but instead he's going to talk to the umpire. So Coach Moore is taking a time to talk to the umpires. We're going to take a break and come back with Whippet Softball on Boswell Media Sports.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X-Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawn.
Welcome back to Senatobia. So Allie Moore with a 1-2 count. Pitch 2 Moore misses outside for ball 2. 2-2 count to Allie Moore as Coach Wade Moore wanted an explanation. So now a third base umpire is going to talk to the umpire and is going to clarify it's a 3-2 count at the plate because of the pitch that hit Moore. That one misses for a ball 3, so Allie Moore drawing a full count with nobody on base for Kosciusko. 3-2 pitch to Allie, and she'll foul this one off. Moore battling at the plate. So nobody on base as we're getting underway in the top of the 5th. 1 run already scored after the slide by Mary Kimball Price. 3-2 pitch to Allie Moore. Ball is grounded back to the pitcher, fielded by Hoffman. Throw over to first, and it's in time for out number 2. Good job by Allie Moore battling it out, but a better play by the Senatobia infield, getting the ground ball and throwing it over to first for out number 2. So 2 outs in the inning. And Lindsey Blaine steps into the batter's box, swinging at the first pitch, missing for strike 1. So a 1-0 count to Lindsey Blaine in this top of the 5th inning. 2 outs. Pitches in the dirt to Blaine for ball 2. Two 2-0 count to Blaine. With 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Pitch to Blaine is in for strike 2. As Blaine has a 2-1 count. So nobody on base for Kosciusko, leading 10-0, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Blaine will rip this one foul into the visitors' bullpen. And it's a 2-2 count to Lindsey Blaine with 2 outs in the inning. One-two pitch to Lindsey Blaine. That one misses high for ball 2 to Blaine. Whippets leading 10-0 with Jules Black on deck. Blaine already with an RBI single and an RBI double in the game. 2-2 pitch to Blaine. And that one is going to catch the inside corner for strike 3. So the Whippets will go down with a strikeout, and the Whippet defense comes back into play in the bottom of the 5th inning. Whippet softball from Basel Media Sports.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could agree. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. Right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back, Whippet fans. We're just getting started in this bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher on the mound for Kosciusko. It'll be Maylee Shaw pitching for Kosciusko. And Whippets leading 10-0 over Senatobia. Kimball Price's night is over with 4 innings of play. Price struck out 7 people on the night for Mary Kimball Price through 4 innings. And Maylee Shaw will come in relief to try and close this one out in a run rule situation in this bottom of the 5th inning. Price through 4 innings of play did not give up a hit on the night. So a no-hitter through 4 innings for Mary Kimball Price. Congratulations to her on that achievement in this playoff round. Round 1, Game 2 of the MHSAA playoffs. Whippets looking to close to face the winner of West Lauderdale and 2 of the 4A state playoffs for softball. Batting for Senatobia will be Kelsey Hoffman, who came into relief in this ball game and has done a good job in relief for the Lady Warriors. So the first pitch from Maylee Shaw. Pitch is outside for ball 1 as we're just getting started in this breakfast show 5th inning. First pitch from Maylee Shaw is outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch from Shaw. Swinging strike 1 from Maylee Shaw to Bethany Hoffman. Or Kelsey Hoffman, excuse me. I don't know why I keep saying Bethany. 1-1 count to Kelsey Hoffman. No outs in the inning. Pitch is popped up into center field. Wallace underneath it makes the grab. Running grab by Wallace in center field for out number 1. So Wallace really had to get on the horse in center field to come over and make the grab and snag it for out number 1. And it'll bring up Maddie Bozant with 1 out in the inning. First pitch from Shaw. And that one is in for strike 1 from Maylee Shaw. 0-1 count for Shaw. Pitch is outside this time by Shaw for ball 1. Shaw takes a look at the wrist for the pitch call from Coach Wade Moore. 1-1 pitch. Ball is popped up foul, sails towards the bleachers and goes out of play for. So 1-2 count for Maddie Bozant. Pitch is outside this time for ball 2 from Maylee Shaw. Two count for Bozant. Gonna say strike 3 this time by Maylee Shaw. A check swing at the plate by Bozant, but it's no good as Shaw picks up the strikeout, and it's out number 2 in the bottom of the 5th in Senatobia. Whippets looking to try and close it out as Nadia Newson steps into the batter's box for the Warriors tonight. Excuse me. First pitch from Shaw. This one a swinging strike 1 this time from Maylee Shaw. So Newson takes a step out of the box, gets back into the box. 2 outs. And the 0-1 pitch from Shaw. This one is a little bit outside by Maylee Shaw for ball 1. One pitch from Shaw. Newson going to put this one into right field, and underneath it makes the sea black. And that will do it for the Whippets, moving on to round 2 in the playoffs, winning 10-0. Lady Whippets leading and winning 10-0 through 5 innings. Lady Whippets will move on to next week to play the winner of West Lauderdale or Ripley in round 2 of the playoffs. And we'll have that game for you right here on Boswell Media Sports. We're going to take a break. Be back with our post-game show in about a minute and a half. Stay tuned for the conclusion of this broadcast between Kosciusko and Senatobia.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Papa, what is the deal with all these tariffs I'm hearing about?
Miles, at Frank Chevrolet, we're not worried about tariffs today because the cars we've got in stock can be sold without them.
Papa, does that mean cars are cheaper now?
Miles, that's right. With rebates up to $6,000 and discounts up to $4,000 SRP on select units, it's never been a better time than today, before the tariffs hit, to make your driving dreams come true. Frank Chevrolet has a large selection.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North here in Kosciusko, or call 662-289-4611. Beat the tariffs.
Papa, are we done yet?
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Boswell Media Sports.
Conclusion of Game 2. Whippets 10, Lady Warriors nothing through 5 innings of play. The Whippets will move on to round 2 next week on Boswell Media Sports. The game will be between West Lauderdale or Ripley. Whippets softball moving on to round 2 in the playoffs. So it was a 10-0 win for the Whippets. A couple of key players tonight for Kosciusko was Allie Moore, single with an RBI, 2 RBI single, and a double in the game. Lindsey Blaine had an RBI single and an RBI double, along with Jules Black, an RBI single and a stolen base. Isabel Williams with an RBI single as well in the game. On the mound for Kosciusko, Mary Kimball Price, another big strikeout night 7 strikeouts from Eric Kimball as Whippets will end the Warriors season and move on to round 2 in the playoffs. We'll have that game covered for you on Basel Media this postseason following Whippets softball for the duration of the playoffs. But our player of the game tonight is going to be catcher Gracie Kate Burrell, who was 2 for 2 at the plate with a walk in the first inning and a stolen base, and also a double and another double in the inning, picked up an RBI. So Gracie Kate Burrell, 2 for 2 at the night with a stolen base and draws a walk. Gracie Kate is our player of the game. Congratulations to Gracie Kate and the rest of the Whippets softball team for moving on to next week, round 2 against West Lauderdale. And Ripley, the winner of that series, will face Kosciusko. So from this Good Friday broadcast, I am Sam Rigby closing out this evening on the post-game show. I want to thank our studio producer, Billy Sting, getting us on the radio for tonight's broadcast and getting this up and smoothing on the Frank's Chevrolet stream, letting you fans at home watch Whippet softball postseason coverage from Basel Media Sports. So until next time the Whippet softball is on air, this is a Good Friday, and always remember, Friday is good because Sunday is coming. So happy Easter to everybody this coming Sunday. So thank you for listening to Whippet softball this evening on this Good Friday. So until next time for Whippet softball, this is Sam Rigby signing off. Go Whippets!